Hey, welcome to the plant-based scratch kitchen and tofu done right. Let's just get started. I have a block of firm tofu. This is organic, and I suggest using extra firm or firm works best. What's great about tofu is that it's fairly high in protein. You can get anywhere from 7 grams to 14 grams of protein per serving. I always rinse the top of the package because I'm cutting into it, and it's just always good practice to rinse things before cooking. We're draining off the water, and then I'm going to just squeeze this between my hands. I really like this brand of tofu because it doesn't have much water in it, so it doesn't require that much squeezing. But I always use a couple paper towels, and that works great too to get any of the excess water off. And I've done it once, and I'm going to just repeat it a second time. I have a couple sheets on this wrap, and you can see I'm not getting a whole lot of water off of this, which is great. Now, we're just going to put it on the cutting board and slice. Now, if I wanted to, I could put this into a quick marinade of some Bragg's liquid amino or soy sauce. I could put some spices into it, but I'm using this for a soup, and so I don't really need to do anything else for the flavor of this tofu. But here it is, ready to go. Now, I have a baking sheet, and I'm going to just line it with some parchment paper. This just means I don't have to use oil when it goes into these pans. And so we just line the baking sheet. I have 2 blocks of tofu, by the way, that I'm using in this recipe, in this process. Now, if you have any leftover pieces or fragments of tofu, just save it. I'm going to use this in a smoothie. So anyways, bake at 350 for about 30 minutes. And then halfway through the baking, you want to take the pan out and just flip all your tofu pieces or tofu steaks. Now, a great way to test if this is done is just use your fingers, and if they're kind of wet, put it back in the oven a little longer. So I did that. I put it in for about 5 more minutes. And then the second time, it came out pretty dry, so this is good to go. Now I have a heated skillet. I don't use much oil. I just sprayed a little canola oil on here, and then we're just going to brown the sides of the tofu, and it'll take probably a minute or 2 on each side. The longer you keep it there, the crispier and firmer it will get, and more caramelization from the heat. This really looks good, and it actually smells pretty good too. You could put a little salt on this too if you were going to eat it in a sandwich, but basically it's done. It's ready to go. Now I'm going to just slice it because I'm going to add it into a peanut sauce stew, and here it is, ready to go. And here's an example. I'll give you the link at the end for my peanut sauce stew. You could also put it into a salad. And hey, tofu is great to just fuel your clean endurance. Thanks for watching, share and subscribe.